Welcome to Dana's Book Club. I'm Dana and today we're going to read Funny Bones by Janet and Alan Albert. Funny Bones. This is how the story begins. On a dark, dark hill, there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase, there was a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived. There was a big skeleton and a little skeleton and a dog skeleton. One night, the big skeleton sat up in bed. He scratched his skull. "What shall we do tonight?" he said. "Let's take the dog for a walk," said the little skeleton. "And frighten somebody." "Good idea," the big skeleton said. The skeletons are frightened somebody. Let's find out. So the big skeleton, the little skeleton left the dark, and so the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton left the dark, dark cellar, climbed the dark, dark staircase, and stepped out into the dark, dark street. They walked past the houses and the shops. They walked past the zoo and the police station. They went into the park. What will happen next? Let's find out. The big skeleton scratched his skull. "What shall we do now?" he said. "Let's play on the swings," said the little skeleton, and throw a stick for the dog and frighten somebody. "Good idea," the big skeleton said. So the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton walked around the dark, dark tennis court and up to the dark, dark swings. The big skeleton and the little skeleton played on the swings. They threw a stick for the dog. Suddenly, something happened. The dog skeleton chased the stick, tripped over a park bench, bumped into a tree, and ended up as a little pile of bones. Look at that, the big skeleton said. He's all come to pieces. What shall we do now? Let's put him together again, the little skeleton said. So the big skeleton and the little skeleton put the dog skeleton together again. They sang a song while they did it. They're singing a song over in this cave. Then they got mixed up. Is that a towboat? The little skeleton said. Where does this one go? Said the big skeleton. When they had finished, the big skeleton said, that dog looks a bit funny to me. So he does, said the little skeleton. We've got his tail on the wrong end and his head. Fool, said the dog skeleton. That's so funny. Funny looking dog skeleton. At last, the dog was properly put back together again. The big skeleton and the little skeleton sang another song. The big skeleton scratched his skull. That reminds me, he said, we forgot to frighten somebody. Let's do it on the way home. Then said the little skeleton, good idea, the big skeleton said. So the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton left the dark things, went out into the dark town, and tried to frighten somebody. The trouble was there wasn't anybody. Everyone was in bed. Even the policemen in the police station were in bed. Even the animals in the zoo. Of course, the skeleton animals were awake. Squeak, 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 squeak. Snort, oink. At the right page, on this page, there is some skeleton animal. But in this page, in the bottom, there are real animals, not skeleton animals. Let's have a ride on the elephant skeleton, said the little skeleton. The little skeleton said, let's have a word with the parrot skeleton. The big skeleton scratched his skull. Let's keep out of the way of crocodile skeleton, he said. They are riding the elephant skeleton. When they were back in the street and when they still could not find anybody to frighten, the big skeleton said, "What shall we do now?" The little skeleton scratched his skull. "Let's frighten each other," he said. That's better than nothing." "Good idea," the big skeleton said. They are frightened. They are frightening each other. So after that, the big skeleton frightened the little skeleton frightened the big skeleton and the little skeleton frightened the dog skeleton, and the dog skeleton frightened them. Meow, woof. Ooh, help! They hid round corners and frightened each other. They climbed up lampposts and frightened each other. They jumped out of dustbins and frightened each other. All the way home, and that is how the story ends. On a dark, dark hill, there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase, there was a dark, dark cellar. In the dark, dark cellar, some skeleton lived. They still... Oh, I didn't show this picture. They still do. The end. I hope you like this story. See you next time. Bye.